Hello everyone, my name is James Chan and I'm a Sustainability Project Officer here at Koongai Council. And I'll talk about how we use the Simtable and Climate Communities program to engage our residents on bushfire risk. So a little bit of context about Koongai Council. Um, we are about 16 kilometres north of the city CBD and we're known as the Green Heart of Sydney. We're the third most at-risk bushfire LGA in Sydney, and with many areas of limited evacuation routes, so one way in, one way out, one way in, one way out areas. We also have a legacy of poor planning decisions with 14,000 or more homes built in high bushfire areas. We have an aging population as well as a growing cold community. And on the map, you see there is many decades worth of past fire history. So we do get a good deal of bushfires here. So Koongai Council developed the Climate Communities program in response to the Black Saturday fires, the Royal Commission findings that came out of that as well as the bushfire risk I mentioned earlier, and climate change, which is making everything a bit worse. The foundation principle of this program is the concept of shared responsibility, and the program is delivered via a series of workshops and presentations. Now, these workshops are highly effective, but had limited reach. And the common feedback we have from the participants is that this is fantastic, but why aren't there more people here? So, obviously that led us to trying to improve that situation. So one solution was to get a grant to convert the workshop materials into a website to increase its reach that way. But we still use paper-based workshops that had limited reach into the community. So we were looking for a solution that was going to draw more people into the workshops, because that's where we felt the gold was, where the real value was. So in 2019, we found Simtable and applied for a grant to purchase one with 50% of council contributing funds to it. The Simtable, as you will see, is portable, quick to learn, easy to use. And you have the ability to do a whole range of different things, but notably for me anyway, is that you can add custom GIS layers to add context and nuance to a workshop. It's highly engaging. You engage people via the visuals of the Simtable, the kinesthetic elements of it, shaping the sand to create the terrain, as well as powerful auditories or narratives or stories are used within the workshop. So it is very useful in dealing with the low frequency, high impact events, as it makes it more available to the participants. It's also pandemic proof. We were able to convert from a face-to-face workshop to an online webinar very quickly without really any dramas. In fact, we got a lot of really good results from our online presentations and workshops. It's also very suitable for a range of different audiences, from preschool all the way through to retirees. So the methodology we use to engage people on the concept of preparedness and shared responsibility is one where we use a series of different fires, past fires as well as a simulated fire. We take them on a journey that paints the worst case scenario and makes it very plausible. And the journey starts with a fire that devastated the town of Paradise in California in 2018, followed by Australia's mega fire, the Gospers Mountain Fire, which ran for 3 months and burnt over 500,000 hectares and came within 1 day of residents. So that became a real big threat to the people of Koongai. And at this point, participants understand exactly how bad things can get via the fire runs, ember attack, and wind changes. So when we simulate a devastating fire, when we simulate a fire in their local area, the participants accept that what they're seeing is highly probable and will act accordingly. And they are highly receptive to messages of shared responsibility, planning, and preparedness. And we also link in with the Climate Communities website as part of the workshop narrative, as well as have members of New South Wales Rural Fire Service add their stories to the workshop. So now what I'm going to play for you now is a reconstruction of the Gospers Mountain Fire that we use in the workshop. And it's a very good example of how showing a past fire can really engage people on how severe fires can get. You see extremely fast fire runs, spotting that starts new fires ahead of the fire front, lightning strikes that start fires that then join up to create an even bigger fire. And we demonstrate how the fire moves in a general southeasterly direction towards the people in Koongai and North Shore of Sydney. So it sets a scene for a simulated fire in their local area, so they know what they need to prepare for. So in terms of results and community impact, as you can see, the workshop testimonials or the participant testimonials there are quite clear. They really do get a lot out of it, and they really find the workshop is very impactful. And as a result, we have experienced an increase in people written bushfire survival plans. People reevaluate their risk and preparedness, especially for the elderly residents who fought fires when they were young, defended their homes, but now they're older and they're not able to do that anymore. And this workshop is very useful in sort of getting them to reevaluate how they approach their bushfire plan. So I'll play a quick video to give you some more indication of how people feel about the workshop and the Simtable itself.
Oh, it's a fascinating way to display the way fires move and make you think about the sorts of situations that you could be put in.
Well, I think the Simtable is terrific. I thought that I was prepared for bushfires. I've lived through them in this environment. But then I went to the modelling and I really learned a lot about the way fire travels, how it can travel, how it can change so quickly. And I guess it also reinforced the idea that actually you're on your own.
So thank you very much for listening to my little presentation here. And like I say, as a council and as a team, we're very happy to share experiences of the Simtable with you, anyone who's interested. And also, if anyone's interested, we can give away the Climate Community Program for free for any council area that would like to have this program. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the presentation. Thank you.